Xbox is dead.
Xbox is dead. They ain't coming back. 25 years and it's still right here. Gotta thank Uncle Phil for making all of them deals with Activision, Bethesda. Now the Game Pass Ultimate. But your pony's upset. I see you getting mad. Get it off of your chest. What you gonna do now? Microsoft should be dead. It's been 25 years and they still right here. Right here. My ponies be frolicking. We eating all the flowers, 'cause we don't shower. Oh yeah, ponies at it again. Let me tell my friends. Ah, here we go again. You think at this point these ponies would have finally got it through their thick little heads that Microsoft ain't going anywhere. Microsoft has been dead for the past 25 years, guys, and guess what? They're still here. And all you people can do is complain about it. It's like that cockroach that you just can't get rid of. Well, there goes the infestation. It's like trying to squash an arachnid and having all the baby spiders coming off its abdomen. You're too good, Jimmy. All right, calm down now. But like I said, Reforge Gaming, you're claiming that this is an Xbox problem, but the only problems that I'm seeing is coming from the PlayStation community.
They introduced trophies. They introduced a gamer score. They also had digital games. There was an Xbox arcade.
Oh, wow. So you're talking about the benefits that Microsoft has introduced to console gaming. You know, the reason as to why you even have a party chat on PlayStation 4. You see, this is what's wrong with you ponies, man. You guys claim that the gaming industry would be better if Microsoft was gone, but yet say and talk about every single Xbox game and every single Xbox innovation that has helped blessed even your own platform.
Consistently used it to try games and then buy them if I like them, and all of this was undergirded by Xbox Live. Consistently used it to try games and then buy them if I like them, and all of this was undergirded by Xbox Live,
which was all a subscription service. You know, the same subscription service that you guys are finally now paying for games. If anything, Game Pass Ultimate is actually more beneficial to the consumers because you actually get games out of it. Unlike Xbox Live subscription, where all you really did was pay for something that you should have already had for free anyway.
It was clear that their innovation was about giving you a better experience as a gamer, but they did more.
Oh, really? Because I would go as far to say that's exactly what Game Pass Ultimate is. Now, we can all argue and question about the quality of games now in comparison to how they were during the 2006s, but like I said, that is pretty subjective. But there's a lot of games. I mean, it's called Game Pass Ultimate. Not Netflix box, not Hulu service. It's called Game Pass, which is a place where you download and stream video games. What?
That. They also invested. They had great first-party games. They had a focus on third-party exclusives to make it seem like this was the best place to be a gamer. Now, some would say that the Xbox One was where they lost their way. And I do think that's correct to a certain degree, but I would go further than that and say that they are simply repeating the same mistakes again this generation. And that is the Xbox problem. And I'm going to look at two things, mainly the lack of identity and targeting.
It's so funny to hear a PlayStation fanboy use the term identity in a sentence, considering that what identity does Sony have by putting their exclusives on PC? It's so funny that this is only a problem for Xbox, but it never seems to be a problem for Sony.
Non-gamers to demonstrate what I mean. Now, whenever I upload a video like this, I follow it up with a live stream so you can discuss
okay,
it with me.
Earthworm Jim, we get it. Like, how many worms do we got in this little tin can right here before we throw you out into the water and hopefully we might catch a fish? Even the fish don't even want you. You're not even good for bait. What do you people don't understand, man? Take these big old glasses that you got on your head and get something a little bit smaller, you know, a little bit more designer. You understand? I mean, dude, you look like two iconic characters from the 90s. Sonic the Hedgehog with your spiky hair and Earthworm Jim. I mean, come on, man. Gee Willikers. You look like Earthworm Jim, man. Okay? You and that little scrawny head of yours, it's ridiculous. Except you don't even have the body like him. You might want to take some, enhancements to get that in the department. I just, every time, guys, I come online and I see these type of videos and it says the Xbox problem. They can't be with how small his head is, there's no way that there could be a brain bigger than 10 centimeters. Okay? It's got to be a hollow shell. I guarantee if you knock on it, you're not even going to hear it echo. It's hollow inside. It's like a turtle, but that's not living in its shell.
So if you like this kind of content...
Oh, no, we don't like it.
Now, when I say that Xbox doesn't really have... What would you say in response? Is their identity centered on their console, hardware, first-party games? Is it Game Pass? Is it xCloud? The ecosystem? Is it...
So we're mad at the fact that Microsoft has multiple ways of enjoying their games. That's like saying, well, what's the PlayStation 2's identity if you have a DVD player? Do you understand how ridiculous you people sound? So just because a gaming console offers more than just gaming, that doesn't make it a gaming console anymore, according to you?
Well, I honestly don't even think the higher-ups at Xbox know right now, because Satya Nadella has made it very clear that Xbox is just an extension of Microsoft now. And this all stems back to a problem that they have been trying to solve.
What do you mean by extension? So just because Microsoft wants to dabble in other avenues, that makes it an extension? It's so funny how you guys look at the PS5 as the primary device from Sony, when in reality it's really PC. PC's the one getting all these benefits. Oh, well, they're not getting these games day and date. And neither you guys are getting with these Xbox games. But yet you think that Xbox favoritizes the PlayStation community all because you guys got 4 games. An 8-year-old Sea of Thieves, High Five Rush, Grounded, and what's the other one, guys? Pentiment. Really? All these games did way better on your platform than Until Dawn Remake.
Since the Xbox One. And the problem is, there aren't enough gamers. Phil Spencer has sort of said this in a variety of ways over the years. He talks about how the industry isn't growing, and what he means is that the console gaming landscape has been somewhat static. Roughly the same number of people and customers are buying into the console marketplace.
Yeah, so expecting growth out of that when gaming has had a hard time even eclipsing 100 million console sales tells you that gaming has always been niche. What do you people don't understand, man? To be honest with you, the reason why the Nintendo Switch sales is high is probably more to do with children. And considering the fact that the 3DS sold about 70, 80 million, you combine that with their home console division, which was the Wii U, and you can see it getting over that 100 million mark. But even Nintendo has stagnated. Gaming will never be at a 500 million consoles sold, people. Get it together. 30, 40 million. I mean, the Xbox Series X is more likely going to sell around the same as the Xbox One, which was probably about 40, 50 million. Which to me is actually quite good. You guys are acting like there's only 2,000 consoles out there, like you guys all had 400 players on Concord. You can't make any money off that.
Every generation. So what did Xbox do in an attempt to solve this problem? Well, they brought out the Xbox One, and they had a huge focus on TV. If you've not seen the montage of how many times they said TV when they had they weren't focusing on your existing gamer audience, and so
Microsoft is not focusing on the existing gamer. Is that why Gears E-Day, Perfect Dark, Fable are all getting new adaptations? If anybody's not focusing on their old intellectual properties, it's Sony. Because if you guys want to consider remasters and remakes, but in regards to bringing out sequels, then no, or any other new ambitious projects. What are you talking about, bro?
You lost some of them, and then
Microsoft has lost what again? Last time I checked, Halo, Gears, and Forza are still here. What about Concord, huh? What about that? What about Foam Stars, But what about those games, Reforge? Because last time I checked, Concord ain't here anymore, is it?
Place them with these non-gamer customers that you were hoping to pull in. This is why I say Xbox has no identity. They were chasing the customers rather than building an identity that would bring the customers to them, which ironically...
PlayStation 5 has no identity. All it is a low-end PC where you can get most of your games better on PC anyway. Let's use that logic, guys, because they use it towards Xbox. Okay, all you got to do is wait a few years or months. Xbox should be able to hold me over, considering that these are the games that you're looking forward to on PlayStation. There you go. PC gaming is the ultimate platform to play games, especially if you're into digital. The end.
Probably pulled in more gamers and more consumers. If you look at the growth,
PS5 has pulled in more Fortnite players. They didn't pull any people buying any exclusives.
of Nintendo and the success of both Nintendo and PlayStation.
No. Do not even put the PS5 on the same level of Nintendo Switch. Nintendo Switch has sold more games than you guys have sold consoles. Don't even speak in the same breath. Be quiet. Be gone, fanboy. Be gone, pony. Really? You're putting PlayStation on the same level of a console that sold Mario Kart 8 about 80 to 100 million sales. And you guys can't even break even with Marvel Spider-Man 2. And let's not forget, guys, all on one platform too, mind you, while Sony's got to garner the rest of the money on PC. So much for that exclusivity.
In the recent years, they centered their identity around gamers, and they've been very successful at doing that. And this, I think, with the lack of identity stemming all the way back to when they targeted the non-gamer, I have to say, they are once again doing the exact same thing. When I say that Xbox is once again repeating the mistake of chasing the non-gamer, it's not hard to find examples of this.
Microsoft is not going after the... What is it? What did he even say? I'm sorry, I couldn't even keep up. Like, really, bro? What?
Field saying that there was no console.
I mean, imagine saying that Xbox is not focusing on the gamer and they're focusing on the non-gamers while also showing Xbox games. Like, explain to me how this makes sense.
That's clearly targeting somebody who doesn't really consider themselves a gamer. Then
which is 99% of the PlayStation community.
Recent focus on the Fire Stick.
I can guarantee you that 99% of your community picked up your platform for NBA 2K and Call of Duty. The same game that Microsoft owns.
Cloud and mobile. Ways to engage with Xbox games in non-traditional ways. This is all focused on non-gamers, people that are not in that traditional console market. Because you might say, hey, wait, mobile gamers are gamers too, and I wouldn't disagree. The industry isn't growing. So unless non-gamers or mobile gamers suddenly start jumping into Xbox's funnel through cloud...
I wouldn't say that's an Xbox problem. I would say that's a gaming industry problem. Even Sony's having that issue as well.
Game Pass or their console, the plan to alleviate the lack of gamer growth has failed.
No, I would disagree. It's just a lot of gamers are not interested in supporting these games. Microsoft has brought Game Pass Ultimate to make it easier for not just the hardcore, but also for the casuals to help them consume and get themselves into gaming. So I guess you're kind of right in some ways, but this is the reason why Sony is failing in a lot of the games that they're funding. You guys are living in the 90s. It's so bad because back then I can understand why some games failed even though they were good because there was a lot of competition out there, a lot of different competing games. But nowadays, there's no excuse. You guys have more than enough time to prepare to go out and pick up these games, and the community still don't want them.
Which is exactly why I think Satya Nadella reinforced a handful of things in a recent annual letter that he wrote. If there is one person who has been at the center of Xbox changing, I would say that person is Satya Nadella, the CEO of Microsoft. 4 focuses that I think are very telling. There's a focus on player quantity, there's a focus on money, a focus on innovation, and a focus on publishing. So first, the focus on player quantity. Listed: Candy Crush, Diablo, Halo, Warcraft, Elder Scrolls, and Gears of War. Halo and Gears those are console games, right? Those are Xbox-centric titles, and they're listed along with multiplats and a mobile game.
That's funny, because the same thing can also apply to PlayStation with all their games going to PC, but yet we can't bat an eye to that.
Because in Satya's mind, they are all equal. No more brand ambassadors, no more identity-driving games. They are simply a means to...
So what identity games does PlayStation have in comparison besides maybe a few timed exclusivities that are all planned for PC anyway?
Profit. But after the focus on money, he speaks to innovation. And this is where he speaks to cloud gaming.
It's so funny how they use Xbox as a problem for this.
On other platforms due to the negative response to Indiana Jones. But I'm going to say the same thing I said a year ago when the CFO signaled that this would happen. And then it happened. They're always going to signal the direction and trajectory changes in these environments. They're letting people know this is where the company is going.
Oh yeah, just like Sony, by putting their games on PC, is showing the clear indication that they don't care about exclusives anymore. How about the fact that they're doing Lego Horizons on Switch? Well, clearly that's an indication of Sony wanting to put their games on Nintendo Switch, but instead we hear the copium, guys. We hear the coping. Oh, Sony's only going to do this. You did it with Detroit Becomes Human and Beyond Two Souls. Oh, Sony, of course they will do those games. But then look what happened. They're more exclusive. Marvel Spider-Man and Marvel Spider-Man 2. And you people still come up with excuses. Oh, we'll have these games for over 5, 7, 8 years before they do that. And look what happened. They dropped these games a year after its PS5 release, and you people are still crying and complaining. Even Stellar Blade's going. All these so-called exclusives that you people went out there and picked up a PS5 for can be played elsewhere. And you want to sit there and talk about identity.
And Satya is making it clear. They publish games on Nintendo and PlayStation, and they're going to continue to do that. In other words, this doesn't sound like they're slowing down. It sounds like they got the results that they wanted, and they're going to keep expanding.
That's
So
good.
the CEO
For a
of
person
Microsoft
that plays on multiple devices, this is great news.
is saying all these things and focusing on all these things, there's only one thing to conclude. The Xbox problem has never really gone away. When they shifted their attention to non-gamers with
You know what, guys? To be honest with you, I'm getting brain rot from watching this dude's video. See, this is how a pony's looking at the sun. They're like, oh, God, there goes Microsoft. We want you, Master Chief. We want to play you. You know, we know that you're not a game on Xbox, but the day you come to Sony, we're going to be happy that we got you. Microsoft's dead. Microsoft is dead. They ain't coming back. It's been 25 years, and he's still right here. Pony smoking crack. Get your ass in the back. We don't want to hear this. We got more nonsense. Wait for Master Chief on my PS5. That's one I want to play tonight. But we got Concord, man. And you know that game failed. You should be in jail while I'm playing on my drumsticks. Go ahead and then listen. Get her out that kitchen. Oh yeah, Microsoft, we want you. Man, we don't know what we gonna do.